Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Operation Status Quo. Here on a Thursday. It's a Thursday. It's a nice day. It's a Thursday. How you guys doing out there? I know you appreciate my silly little banter that I do each and every time that I come on because, you know, we got to take life. We got to be easy with life, right? It's very heavy out there right now in the world, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we, as I always say each and every day, basically, we have to just remember to be mindful and not let the outside world get the better of us, right? I am Pete Palma, and this is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life, where we learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So as I always say, I hope you're out there creating your own flow of quo, whatever you're doing to be your best self, whatever that may be. That's what it's all about here on Operation Status Quo. Just a simple space to come to you daily, 5 days a week, basically, but daily for the most part. And just a gentle reminder or even a bit of encouragement, as it were, to not take things so seriously in life and to, really follow your heart and do what's right for you. Because if we leave it in the hands of other people, you know how it goes. I would think about this really, if you think about it with anything in life, right? If you leave it to others, it never really gets done the way you want it to get done, right? So I think, we all should empower ourselves to, that's not to say we can't take help from others at times or, mitigate tasks in different ways that, other people may be involved. But at the same time, more importantly, we have to remember that it's really up to us in our lives to accomplish whatever it is that we want to accomplish. And sometimes not only is it more efficient for us to do things on our own without the meddling almost or the opinions or the problems that come with dealing with other people sometimes, if you really want something done, you just do it yourself. And there's a lot of satisfaction in accomplishing something on your own because that you did it, right? So anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, is the 28th of December. Why can't I say December? Every day this week I keep forgetting that it's December. I don't understand why, but anyway, it's the 28th of December in the good year 2023, and today's program is entitled Creeping Crescendo. Yes, because we can feel the tension is growing in the world, and we're coming to a place where I think the bubble's got to pop, right? But before we get into that, I do want to mention quickly here that today, I'm going to give a round of applause, is my mother's birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, 75 for my mom today, and she's doing great. Went to a nice yoga class this morning, going out to dinner tonight. She's living it up. Heyo. So I would appreciate so much if you would just put happy birthday, Mom, in the comments. That would mean a lot to me. So drop down happy birthday, Mom, in the comments so we can all wish my mother a very happy birthday. And she can see how popular she is all over the world here on Operation Status Quo. Right, ladies and gentlemen? So anyway, creeping crescendo. So basically, listen, I kind of started saying this back after Labor Day that I felt like, the end of the year was going to really rev up and things could really happen before we actually hit 2024. I'm not really sure. We only have a couple days left. So if any kind of crazy big event is going to occur, we'll find out, I guess, by then. But if not, I still feel that something is on the way. So not for anything. I started talking about it the end of right after Labor Day. And it's kind of come to fruition in a sense. Think about how much has transpired since Labor Day. I mean, especially what happened in early October in Israel and what that has led to, and all the stuff that's been going on, getting ratcheted up on the world stage, as it were, But so today, first of all, I came across, if you guys are familiar with Catherine Heritage, she was a former, I think, news person for Fox. Now she's with CBS, and she gave a report, which I'm going to, so like 30-second little clip, I'm going to play it for you. But anyway, she, just talking about the potential of a Black Swan event occurring, in 2024. Of course, a Black Swan event is something that we don't really really predict. We don't know how it's going to happen. It's usually a big threat to national security, like, like 9/11 or something, right? So a black swan event, whatever event that they're creating, to put everybody in fear, and the next, the next level of lockdown or whatever they're trying to do, the next level of dividing the population, the next level of trying to dismantle humanity, whatever the heck that they're doing out there. But I do think that we're, moving towards something like that happening, and more so than just being, from we talked about the conspiracies and everything yesterday, but, more so than it being a conspiracy theory or anything like that, or just wackadoo talk. Let's just, and I talk about here all the time about feeling it from your heart space and stuff. And, if you're really honest with yourself, right, and think and feel, this is how I believe, because, how it resonates for me anyway. And it's not about whatever event may or may not occur. It's more about just, let's be honest, right? We can all feel that things aren't right, right? I mean, we know the world is like way out of control. You're seeing everything that's going on between, people going into stores and just robbing everything and nobody doing anything. The homeless situation all over the place, like San Francisco and other spots, and all the immigrants coming in over the border and flooding the cities. It's just everything's just like way out of control, right? Plus, our whole military is, over in the Middle East, ready to just blow up everything in sight. So, it's really been, and it, it's the holidays and all. We have a nice time, I guess, but you can't you can't not know, right, that there's like this high level of tension. Even, and aside from the high level of tension of all these different things that are happening, then on top of it comes the division within our own society here in the United States. And, there's protests going on all over the world in multiple countries, for all kinds of stuff, right? So, I mean, it's not just here in the United States, but the level of division that, we face here in the United States is, it's unprecedented, right? I mean, it's like, and I was talking about that earlier in the week when I was talking about COVID and stuff, and talking about, separating the weak from the strong, those that believe and those that, realize that, something else is going on. So, but that was the catalyst again too, right? That hard line of, people wanting to hold on and believe to COVID, was really the start of, this whole other way of, you either you went down that path of you just believe it all and you follow, everything that the TV is saying, or you went the other path saying, whoa, this really, listen, we've been BS'd a lot before, but this is really going over the top. And it started the path of other people to try to look at information in a different way and see if they can find some other truths. And, and what started as COVID turned into, what George Floyd was the next thing, and the riots, right? That started another level. Ukraine war started. That started another level. And now here we are with all this going on in the Middle East, and, more variants. And I mean, it's built so much, over these past 4 years. It's like, it's like anything else. It's like, like my thumbnail for this one, I put a picture of a volcano erupting, for the creeping crescendo, because that's kind of like what it's like, right? It's like you feel like, it's like a pressure cooker ready to pop, and we just don't know what's going to occur. What's interesting too about it is not just like people on the news side of things or the truth community side of things that may talk about black swan events and, this, that, or the other of what's going to happen, whether it's attack on the United States, whether it's an alien invasion, whether it's a nuclear bomb, I don't know, whatever, right? Whatever is going to be what's going to be. But aside from that, and this is why, I believe a lot of the things I do, because I cross-reference, I'm not just watching talking heads give opinions, right? I and some people aren't into the astrology stuff, but, I enjoy it. And, there's a lot of people I watch in that realm as well. They talk about the energies of the planets and the alignment of the planets. And, they talk about events that could occur based on these, planetary alignments. And, they coincide with the same type of information that, the news people are putting out. They don't say it's going to be a black swan event, you know what I'm saying? But they still say disruption this, or, this is a volatile time for this or that, based on this conjunction or this square or this whatever, of the planets. So, I think there's a lot of validity to it. And, it's easy to scoff at all this stuff. And, listen, we all live day to day. The world is always going on. Something happens, then it slows down, then there's something else happens, and then it's, you know what I mean? It's like, it's always like, an ebb and flow. But, I've been talking about this since, forever, definitely for the, past going on 4 years, that, humanity is growing in a different way. Our consciousness is rising, and, the world is changing, and, for better, for worse, for who's right, who's wrong, what's good, what's bad, all those labels that we create in our 3D physical duality paradigm, aside from all that, the ultimate truth is, there's frequency, there's energy, there's levels, and, humanity's growing into a different level, right? So the current structure of our world cannot support the consciousness of what humanity wants to bring into the physical. And that's why, we're seeing this breakdown. We can go on and on about, there's so many lines of things you can go on. I mentioned earlier in the week about, the aliens and, and we're fighting the aliens, and who the frig all knows. Either way, the important thing is, I think the most important thing is to remember, really have this in your mind, not to say to be a panic, because nothing's about doom or gloom to me, or panic or anything like that. It's really just about being mentally and physically prepared, mentally, if all of a sudden tomorrow some emergency broadcast comes on and says, there's Chinese troops up and down all our streets, and, lock yourself in your house, or, who the frig knows, right? I'm just trying to say, if some crazy event, there's bombs going off in major cities all across the country or something, just something that shocks everybody, especially the everyday people. To me, that wouldn't shock me. It'd be like, oh, it's just another episode of humanity having fun in the physicality, and learning something. But, people get panicked, because they really believe in this life, and they're very attached to their physicality and their day-to-day life, and their Starbucks, and their, sticking their face in their phone all day, and all that kind of crap. So, something that breaks the norm of what's going on in the world, is shocking to a lot of people. So my biggest message really is to just encourage people to be prepared. First of all, be realistic with yourself. You can feel it, right? You feel the tension. Something's got to change. We can't keep going on this path. How long can we drag this out, right? The way stuff has been going on. So, it has to reach that crescendo. It has to reach that boiling point, and finally there'll be an event. I don't know what it'll be, but there'll be an event that'll be the catalyst that'll start to tip things into a different way. It's just it's like anything else. Everything in the world is a balance of energies and such. So you can only go up so high, before you come back down, and you can only go down so low before you come back up high. So it's just the nature of things, of duality and balance, and the synergy of the universe, as it were. So I just think it's really important to be mindful of this and be, prepared. When if something happens, you don't have to be shocked. You already kind of feel something's not right. And I think we should encourage whatever's going to happen in a way, is it going to be good? No, I don't think it's going to be good. But it will be good in a way, because, at least it creates, it's just like anything that happens in your life, right? If you have a relationship that ended, or maybe a bad car accident or something that really, disabled you for a period of time, or maybe disabled you permanently, or maybe a relationship that just broke your heart so bad, or whatever, that sometimes you have to hit that rock bottom before you could start fresh. And I don't think that us as a society in general will be able to move forward in a cohesive way until we have something that really gets you have to really dig down deep to get these normal. I'm not trying to insult people, but the everyday bots, the normies, whatever word you want to use, these people who just are all about the system and believe in our system, and just take everything at face value, and just they're materialistic. They're worried about their title of their job, and just things that aren't really important, and really engaged and immersed in this current way of living, and they don't want to break free from it, right? And until I think I've said this before, that until the pain of doing what you're currently doing outweighs the pain of change, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to change, right? So what you're currently doing, whatever it is in life, whether it be a job, a relationship, anything, until the pain, maybe a drug habit, God forbid, or whatever you got going on, but until the pain of maintaining your current status, your current behavior, your current perspective, your current way, until the pain of that outweighs the pain that it takes to go through the change and start something fresh, everybody's going to stay the same. So that's why we have to have some sort of event. And that's why it's building up in the way it is. Me, I go down these other roads. I believe they already know what's planned. It's coming. When it's going to be, we don't know that. But, something's coming. And I just think it's important for everybody to be mentally prepared so that when something does happen, you don't go, oh my God, and panic. You go, wow, like I've heard people talk about this. I realize that, that, things are shifting and, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to let it make me scared. Like, I think if anything that we should have learned from COVID as a number one lesson is not to be reactive and panic, right? Because, that's exactly what they knew what they were doing. So I don't want to make it like, it was trial and error. They were purposely trying to shut people down and destroy the economy and do everything, whatever they were doing. But at the same time, it comes across as like, very reactive, right? All of a sudden, here's a virus. We shut everything down. We tell everybody to stay home. Think about that in our history of, we've never done anything like that. So, it's obvious that everything is changing in a way. So, mentally prepared so that you don't, panic and overreact and, you're able to stay stable and think clearly and stay in tune with your heart center. And then on top of it, physically prepared, not just keeping yourself physically fit so that you can, save yourself if you have to walk. Oh, hold on a second. My mom's calling. I'm going to answer her real quick. And hold on a second. Hello. Listen, I'm doing my show right now.
Oh, so sorry. I'll talk to you later.
That's okay. Do you want to? I wished you a happy birthday here on the show, and I asked that the viewers please write "Happy Birthday, Mom" in the comments. So we'll see if anybody cares about you out there. Okay.
That's so sweet.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll be done in a little bit, and I'll call you back.
I know, big deal.
All right. All right. Bye. 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 All right. There goes my mom, ladies and gentlemen. A little round of applause for the official mother of Operation Status Quo. Hey-o. So, but anyway, whatever, what was I saying? Yeah, and physically prepared, so that you can actually get up off the couch and move your body if you have to, and aside from that, you don't have to go over the top. I know some people are really deep into the prepping, which is great. Whatever you want to have cans of, gasoline and, solar generators and all kinds of shit. I don't think that's a bad idea per se, but at least have some food, some things, some flashlights, some candles. Whatever, just things that can get you through a little bit. So you're not left in the lurch with absolutely nothing as something happens and maybe things some kind of event happens that's that kind of way. It's going to be disruptive to our normal supply chains and such. So it doesn't mean we're not going to be left destitute with absolutely nothing, but I do think that there could be a series of disruptions that make things a little bit difficult. And again too, if the internet goes out or you can't reach people on the cell phone or anything, you got to remember to keep calm and not let it get you crazy. So let me go over here real quick to this. I didn't pull it up on my other computer, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it here. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use we haven't done it in a while, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go over here and hold on. Let me go over here for this. Let me go over here. We're going to grab the close cam. Here it is, the close cam. Let's get a round of applause for the close cam. Let's do a little applause. We need this applause. Woo! The close cam, the close cam, the close cam on Operation Status Quo. Yo. All right. So let me play this. I'm going to use it like this so you can see. So you can see. You like the high class technicality that we do here? Oh, you want to see my nose up close? Huh? It's clean, I believe. There's an eye for you, an eye for an eye, as they say. Yeah. All right, here. Let's do this real quick. Catherine Heritage, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull this up. Let's see.
2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. And not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine. And we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And that's what concerns me most.
So there you go. Let me give a round of applause for Catherine Heritage, appearing live on the close cam on Operation Status Quo. I think the event's happening right now. I think it's happening right now. Please. Jeez. Okay. I always say, listen, the world may be ending, and complete turmoil is in our future, but we still have to have some fun because this life is fun. We have to have fun, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how bad things are. Have fun. That's why I always say enjoy. That's why I say create your own flow quo. You know what I mean? Just get out there, do what you want to do, enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? And just be prepared. Just be mentally prepared and be physically prepared, and that's it. I encourage everybody in that regard and to empower yourself again to do what's right for you in our world. Just to sum it up here today, I talk about this stuff a lot, and it's I know other people do. They get into the depths of different things in different ways. I like to keep it light in a certain way, and what I'm saying is. Other people are more doom and gloom and such about it. I don't look nothing is doom and gloom, and I'll end it with this, as I kind of say a lot of times, that's it. There's one energy, God's source. I don't mean to make it sound so simplistic in a way, but it kind of is, and everything happening in our physical world, I say this over and over again, everything happening in our physical, world is part of that wholeness. And, it's just playing out the way it has to play out. And it's really empowering to know that we chose our lives. If you can see it from that perspective, you as a soul energy chose your life to be here at this time, to participate in what's happening. So I look forward to it. Honestly, however anything plays out, I feel so blessed in my life, to, have experienced what I've experienced in this time. I from when I grew up to see where we are now, to see how I've changed as a person, how I've, grown, and how I see things in a different way, how I lost touch with some of my, spiritual connections at a young age, and rebuilt them, through my, say, 30s and 40s, when, my life kind of changed in different directions. So, and that's, it's for all of us. We're here to learn and grow and be, and let's not, excuse me, excuse me. I guess they don't want me to talk anymore. Well, let's not keep ourselves, pigeonholed into the limited idea of who we think we are, or what we think the world is, or what it should be. And let's open ourselves up to the possibilities of so much more, and what we can accomplish. And, real freedom. I understand everyone wants to do things and enjoy life. And I understand, money makes things very difficult because, you can only do it with what you got. And, it's always trying to keep you down so you can't get so much, extra stuff in life, because you don't have enough money. It's always money, 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 So I get it. But, we can break free. We could still have a means of exchange, that's fair and balanced, and really have a lot more in life. Matter of fact, I saw one person talking one time. I forgot where, in Turkey, I think it was. They had found these civilizations that were dated back, way back before, when we started recording time, when we say time started or whatever, right? And these housing communities, it was they said it was big enough to house 1 million people, and every house was all the same. I'm not saying that people can't have different things, but I think if we as humans see things from a higher perspective, we're not so we're not looking so much to have, perfect material things I have this kind of house and you only have this kind of house. It's just, that's how society should be. We should have a community that is built and fair for everyone. You only need a place to shelter and stuff, right? Otherwise, you go outside, you enjoy your day, you do things with people. It's just, I don't know. I just see a whole nother world, and I look forward to whatever my lifetime brings of what changes come. We're about to move into 2024, so, just reflect on what we've seen since 2020, and be mindful that I think this is really I think especially with the well, I don't think there'll be an election, but either way, there's supposedly an election coming this in 2024. Let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens, how it plays out. But I definitely think we're going to see bigger stuff before that. I'm quite surprised we haven't seen it already. I really expected a lot of things even a couple of years ago, but I understand why it had to go at this pace, because I see how society has woken up little by little over this time and questioned different things, and how many other stories and pieces of information that have come out over these past, since 2020 that it's been impactful and necessary. We wouldn't have been able to go from, what happened in 2020 to, start a whole new world. You have to go through this, slow dismantling, unveiling of information process, so, and that's where we are. So I just want everybody to be prepared and just to be mentally, prepared. That's really the bottom line. Don't know what's going to happen, but we all can feel it. We wheel. It's palatable, like in the air. You could feel it. So, just be honest with yourself with that and realize we're heading towards something. And again, it's not about doom and gloom, and it's just about being mindful and being real with yourself, being prepared, and be with your family, your friends, and just be with your heart, be with, source, and it's all good, So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today, ladies and gentlemen, the creeping crescendo. It's on the way, so we'll find out. We'll keep tabs on it here on Operation Status Quo as we move into 2024. So that's what I have for you here today, ladies and gentlemen, on Operation Status Quo. As always, I appreciate your time so much. Don't forget to leave a comment. Happy birthday, Mom, for the official mother of Operation Status Quo, and that would be my mother, ladies and gentlemen. So please like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. I love each and every one of you individually as well as a group. God bless you out there. And until tomorrow, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.